everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Hallmark Channel premiering Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway. Hallmark fans, are you ready for a royal romance in the upcoming network premiere of Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway? This royal movie stars Dan Janot and Jessica Sipos. In addition, good witch alum Catherine Disher is also on board. What happens when a royal in disguise meets a commoner who shares his same love of art? Will this be a happily ever after, or will she dance away from him? The second movie in the Hallmark Channel Danube River trilogy is Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway. This stars Jessica Sipos, Dan Janot, and Catherine Disher. Here is what this movie is about. Ava is an art gallery manager who needs a break. Life has been a challenge since she and her fiancé broke up. However, despite the breakup, she is still taking the Danube riverboat cruise that was meant to be for their honeymoon. She may be going on her own, but she realizes this is the brave thing to do. This has been her dream trip for years. Now it is time to look forward and towards her dreams. On the riverboat, she meets Joe. Joe is suave and charming. Most of all, he loves art like she does. But she doesn't realize he isn't your average Joe. He is the Prince of Baldonia. He is on the ship because he is stopping at some ports of call in search of art for the upcoming charity auction. Besides, he is also taking his trip to figure out what is next in his life. Is he ready to become king? He wants his identity kept a secret. As the two enjoy the cruise and the beautiful works of art, Joe keeps his secret. But should he come clean or tell her who he is later? The Hallmark Channel premiere of Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway is on Saturday, May 24 at 8 p.m. Eastern. In addition, this second movie of the Love on the Danube trilogy is currently streaming on Hallmark Plus. There are 3 Love on the Danube movies getting their Hallmark Channel premieres in May. What are the trio of movies and when do they premiere? Love on the Danube. Love Song premieres on Saturday, May 17 at 8 p.m. Eastern. This stars Wes Brown and Nazneen Contractor. Love on the Danube. Royal Getaway premieres on Saturday, May 24 at 8 p.m. Eastern. This movie stars Jessica Sipos and Dan Janot. Love on the Danube. Kissing Stars premieres on Saturday, May 31 at 8 p.m. Eastern. This movie stars Brendan Penny and Sarah Power. All 3 movies also star good witch alum Catherine Disher. Lastly, all 3 are now available to stream on Hallmark Plus. Hallmark fans, are you ready for romance on the Danube River? Get ready, Hallmark fans. Your next must-watch romantic escape is setting sail down one of Europe's most breathtaking rivers. This summer, Hallmark Channel invites you to climb aboard for Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway, an enchanting new original movie that blends old-world elegance, modern-day love, and a dash of royal intrigue. Premiering as part of Hallmark's beloved Passport to Love programming event, this European-set love story is a sweeping adventure sure to steal hearts. Set against the glittering waters and historic cities along the legendary Danube River, Love on the Danube, Royal Getaway stars Hallmark favorites Eloise Bennett, from Autumn at Everleigh Manor, and Sebastian Hunt, of Winter Lodge's Serenade, whose on-screen chemistry has fans buzzing already. But this isn't just a simple love story. This is a tale of mistaken identity, royal secrets, and a river cruise that changes everything. A princess, a journalist, and one majestic misunderstanding. Eloise Bennett stars as Charlotte Lottie Hartwell, a curious, spirited American travel journalist on assignment to explore Europe's most romantic river routes. Fresh from a breakup and desperate to reawaken her love for writing, Lottie boards a week-long luxury Danube cruise, ready to soak in castles, cuisine, and calm. But when a mix-up at the Vienna boarding terminal leads to Lottie being mistaken for Princess Anneliese of Liechtenstein, a reclusive royal secretly scheduled to tour the Danube under an alias, she suddenly finds herself assigned a full royal security detail, a palace itinerary, and the very last thing she expected, a charming royal advisor named Theo. Enter Sebastian Hunt as Theo von Rosenberg, a former military officer turned palace emissary. He's tasked with ensuring the princess's safety during her voyage, and when he mistakes Lottie for Anneliese, his protective instincts and suspicious mind go into high gear. What he doesn't anticipate is Lottie's curiosity, courage, and contagious zest for life. As the boat makes stops in Budapest, Bratislava, and Salzburg, Lottie struggles to keep up the royal ruse, all while slowly falling for Theo and discovering the magic of living outside the lines. But what happens when the real Princess Anneliese shows up unexpectedly in Vienna? Will Lottie's fairy tale end before it even begins? A royal cruise through storybook Europe. Love on the Danube. Royal Getaway was filmed entirely on location in Austria, Hungary, and Slovakia, showcasing the Danube River in all its shimmering summer splendor. Hallmark spared no detail in crafting a cinematic journey that feels luxurious, authentic, and visually unforgettable. With scenes shot in Vienna's Schönbrunn Palace Gardens, Budapest's Chain Bridge lit at night, and a candlelit masquerade in a medieval Bratislava castle, the movie is a visual passport into pure romantic fantasy. The cruise ship itself, the Duchess of the Danube, was specially curated for the film, featuring stately staterooms, sweeping sundecks, and an open-air ballroom that becomes the site of the film's grand finale. A royal ball where truth and destiny finally collide. A cast worthy of a crown. Bennett and Hunt lead a sparkling ensemble, including Helena von Straub as the real Princess Anneliese, who reveals more depth and heart than anyone expects. Michael Grayson as Captain Paul, the wise, matchmaking cruise ship captain who sees more than he lets on. Frida Albrecht as Gerda, Theo's childhood friend and palace steward, who urges him to follow his heart. Samir Alvi as Yusuf, a world-traveling chef who cooks Lottie meals inspired by love stories from each city. But it's Eloise Bennett's performance that anchors the film. As Lottie, she brings spark, sincerity, and a journalistic sense of wonder to every scene, asking the questions we all would if we accidentally stumbled into a royal's shoes. Not just a love story, a love letter. More than just a royal romp, Love on the Danube. Royal Getaway is a Hallmark love letter to reinvention, identity, and the idea that sometimes the best journeys start with a wrong turn. Lottie's transformation from heartbroken writer to fearless adventurer reminds viewers that stepping into someone else's world, even accidentally, can help you rediscover your own. Theo's story is just as powerful. Haunted by past duty and paralyzed by propriety, he learns through Lottie that life isn't just about fulfilling roles. It's about writing your own chapters. And when the two finally confess their truths under a full moon on the riverbank in Budapest, it's nothing short of Hallmark magic. The Passport to Love event continues. Love on the Danube. Royal Getaway is just one jewel in Hallmark's 2025 Passport to Love summer event, which features romantic tales set around the globe, from Paris cafes to the streets of Morocco. But this Danube tale might just be the crown jewel of them all.